going on YouTube? This is PokePark here. Sorry, everybody. I've been a complete ghost off the channel and all social media platforms in regards to the channel. My lymphoma did come back. I was diagnosed with cancer roughly, was it a 2.5, probably 2 years ago now, almost. For my first video, I was in remission for about roughly 6 to 7 months. Relapsed, received chemo, was in the hospital for roughly 2 months. Thereafter, the second round of chemo, after it was in remission, and completed a stem cell transplant. It was very challenging for my family. I'm 30 with a wife and a child that's 2.5. Most people don't expect to go through things so traumatic in their lives. What is exciting though is we have a daughter expecting here in the next 2 months, so we're very excited about that. My son's 2.5, and I would really like to get the channel on its feet, so we roughly have about another 3 to 4 years probably before he starts dabbling in the hobby and we can open up cards on the videos. Shout out to all the fathers and sons out there that that make YouTube content and enjoy the Pokemon hobby together. I know there's a couple channels out there that kind of inspired me and gave me this idea to follow this path of what I want to do. Cancer wasn't the only reason I wanted to start a channel and try something new, but it definitely makes me want to stick with it and give it our best shot. Just so we're clear, everybody, talking on camera and making videos is not easy. It may look easy for some people, maybe, that sit there and judge people, but it's really not. Sitting and talking in front of a camera is not the easiest thing to do for your channels. The time it takes to edit the videos and try something new like this is pretty difficult, but we're going to make it through the channel together and go through this journey. The Pokemon hobby is very interesting to me. It's always something that I cherished and loved as a child, and something I've picked back up in my college years, roughly 2017, 2016. I started dabbling back in the hobby. Kind of put it down in middle school when Pokemon wasn't cool anymore. That was roughly 2007, 2008. Really when Pokemon started going downhill. I think that was in the black white era of Pokemon, Gen 4, Gen 5. But here we are, and Pokemon hobby is interesting because you can do so many things with it, whether that be the TCG, investing, collecting the cards because you think they look cool and they look interesting. So we're here on this journey together. Treat it as you want to with this channel. We're going to do a mix of, mixed bag of everything. Opening cards, having fun, investment tips, short-term, long-term, more so long-term. I have a mix of both sealed and just loose binders. I do have a collection of the sets building up to, the current sets. We're roughly around the end of Sword and Shield, and we're going to go into, Scarlet and Violet here in the next couple of videos. So we're going to actually turn the camera around, get into a card opening video. So let's get it. So if I didn't explain the end of the first part of the video that well, I've been collecting again for a while. Back in probably 2017, 2018, I just walked into a sports card shop. At the time, I was collecting some basketball and football cards. Saw a Pokemon card, and it kind of sparked my childhood again, and picked it up, and then the rest is history. So I've been collecting all the bangers out of almost all the sets that I just didn't have, all the way up until the Sword and Shield era. And then the beginning of the Sword and Shield era is when I started getting back into the hobby and opened up Sword and Shield base set. Opened up probably 2 or 3 boxes of that, and then thereafter opened up cards here and there, way before I had the channel. And probably around 6, 7 boxes in, or 6 or 7 sets in, I started just buying straight up the singles that I wanted. The rares, the hyper rares, the special illustrations, and their own. Took a break during all my health issues, And I've been collecting probably over the past year and a half just singles for in anticipation of the channel. And we're gonna wrap up the last little bit of sets of Sword and Shield, and then work our way into Scarlet and Violet. So here's just some some Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield sets as we wrap up. So I got this right here is Brilliant Stars pickups. So like the last 3 sets, really Astral Radiance, Lost Origins. There's gonna be some Silver Tempest, Crown Zenith. So about the last 5 or 6 sets we're gonna run through. First part of the video talked about the recording, talking on the camera, settings. Still getting used to that, so I had to adjust a couple different settings on the camera. So this right here is Brilliant Stars, wrapping up Sword and Shield. This is the last set for Sword and Shield. I'm just gonna fly through these cards like recent pickups I got. Nothing too fancy in these. Omnanite, I think that's Silver Tempest. Random Pikachu card, don't know how you got in there, buddy. Got Crown Zenith. Trainer, Crown Zenith. So this would be Silver Tempest, Rayquaza. The gold green, pretty interesting. I like the artwork. Sylveon. Dragonair. Take this sleeve off of lightly played off. I think, yeah, that's 151. There's some Randalled sprinkled, Scarlet and Violet, but mainly end of Sword and Shield. Lost Origins, Giratina. Articuno. I think that's the last of the 3 birds I have. Gold cards, Aurora. Electrovire. Solrock. It's a Gen 3 Pokemon. I think that is Arcanine, but that's from yeah, that's Silver Tempest too. But that's the Hisuian set. I think I pronounced that right. That's from Arceus. That version of it. Giratina, V-Star. Erica's Invitation. I know that is 151. For all the 151 fans out there. I have a Leafeon. A Lugia. I really like this Lugia. Silver Tempest. Shiftry. Or Shiftry. Sorry. A little rusty on the Pokemon pronunciation. Ho-Ho. Silver Tempest. Blaziken, another Gen 3. I really enjoy this card. Now, I'm not the biggest trainer art, but trainers in with the Pokemon are interesting. And we have Journey Together coming up. And I know it wasn't, Journey Together, collect Pokemons. It was more like, fight together to get them. The Pokemon Center ETBs, sold out in a matter of, 3 or 4 minutes. Pokemon Center website crashed. I didn't get any for retail, And here's the thing, everybody. There's beautiful Crown Zenith, Entei, and I have all 3 cards. We'll eventually get there. They're somewhere probably in some mail I have yet to pick up, or some mail I just haven't opened, but we'll get there on the channel. Miltank, I really like that card. Jirachi. Yeah, this is Astral Radiance right here. And I know the big hype with that Radiant Charizard is really cool. Put in the comments if you guys like Radiant cards, and that's Crown Zenith. Another trainer right here. It's Pikachu. Morty's Conviction. I really like this card. This is a Temporal Forces. Like I said, I have some random cards in here mixed, but hopefully we'll get more organized. But I know prismatic evolutions has caused a massive, panic in the Pokemon community, really just caused by, not enough product out there. Whether that's intentional by Pokemon is yet to be seen. They're not going to admit that, but I have some feeling Nintendo likes to strike some hype up sometimes. But there is still retail prices out. This is Hisuian. That's how you pronounce it. So this was also a Pokemon on the Arceus game. It's pretty cool. We're just gonna fly through a little bit of these. There's another one from the video game. Arceus was such a good video game. Put down in the comments if you guys really enjoyed the game, because I did. Luxray, Thievul. It's interesting art. Dunsparce. I remember this Pokemon was so hard to catch in the old games in Gen 2. Deoxys. Deoxys VMAX. This is Crown Zenith. Pre-storming. I know there's a lot of whether it be anger, some people got some prismatic evolutions at retail, so some people are excited. There's a lot of new people flooding to the hobby right now with just a surge of media with Pokemon. You can make so much money investing, and it really sucks for the TCG players. I don't play the TCG, but I do respect the kind of anger towards the people that are flocking to the hobby just as a money sign. It's investing. People have different ways of investing. I do a mix of both. It's a little bit of investing for me, but the investing I view as it pays for the hobby for me to enjoy it, right? In the long run, when I'm ready to dump some product when I get older. But there are some very good product out there right now, Crown Zenith you can still find for retail. And Crown Zenith is a set that you get very, very good pulls from, has a lot of banger hits in it. It's a set right now that's readily available, and I would be wanting to go pick it up. I have a lot of it. I pretty much I should have the master set just waiting in mail that I'm going to open on the channel. So there's those cards right there that we went through. I got a little bit more cards for you guys. These are some slabs I picked up. I'm going to also do a PSA send-off video. Charmeleon. I bought this raw probably around a year or two ago. It stayed pretty steady in price. Picked this up off of eBay. PSA 7 Charmander, and another legendary collection. Charizard, paid a pretty penny for this thing. Picked this off of eBay a couple weeks ago. What I will say, legendary collection I feel like is a very underrated set. There's nothing like it, right? Pokemon's never done a set like this with that hollow foil. That's never been seen before. What I will say is that I don't know which. Somebody can correct me in the comments down below, but I cannot remember which set break cards were on. I think it might have been Steam Siege, but I know break cards were different, right? You can still go pick those up for a very fair price. I wouldn't even say fair. They're very cheap, right? But you guys could go pick some of those up. Just different kind of artwork, and I don't think Legendary Collection was ever a set that got super high and blew up in price. And break cards are something that may not be hot now, but may be hot in 3 or 4 years, But Pokemon's just all about taking chances if you're in for the investing, right? But everybody coming to the hobby, people are going to be flocking to what's hot. And that is prismatic. once Pokemon prints it into the ground, you know, the boxes will not be going for $200 to $250 for ETBs. Got these Unigaba Eevees. I gotta have the full set that came in a box. These are exclusive to Japan. These may be coming out in English. I don't know if somebody wants to correct me down below. Don't know if they are or not. I know the Flareon and the Umbreon very popular. The Flareon's really cool. And I've showed off some Unigaba cards in my last YouTube video. He's an artist in Japan that did a collab with Pokemon. Vaporeon. Let's throw the Flareon and the Umbreon up. But if those cards are not coming to Japan, or come into North America English, I know they will go up in price eventually. You know, exclusive cards to the region are very, very important for collectors, and important for me. That's really what I go after. If it's not coming out in English, then I, hit it hard in Japan. And a lot of people in North America get burned because they'll release cards in Japan before they were released to North America. So it's kind of a guessing game of, hey, has Nintendo announced that this is going to be available in America, North America, or is it not going to be? And Japanese collectors look at the same way with North America. If it's not going to release in, North America or Japan, Japanese collectors and Asian collectors will be like, hey, let's jump on the North American cards to get those exclusive cards. Just like those Unigabas, if they aren't available in America, I know they're going to go for hot cards. I know that are not going to be released in English. So we have a Master Ball foil pattern. I showed off some cards earlier in my last video, but I know for a fact these cards will not have the same holo pattern. I know we have Master Ball cards that were released in prismatic, but they don't have the same kind of foil pattern on them. That Pikachu goes for a very pretty penny. I'll throw these cards up for the prices. We have the Ghastly, the Honor, and so for instance, I had this card to show you guys. So this is the Gengar that was released in America, has the same artwork, but this special foil pattern that came out in Japanese 151 shows the Master Ball foil pattern on there. And see, card in North America doesn't have that. It's just a plain holo rare. Something like that that comes out in Japanese, it will be exclusive to that card. Will go for a little bit more money in the long run, as history showed us with exclusive cards. And that is why exclusive cards are king and sealed product. Exclusive cards and sealed product for investing. It's really the two things you need to know. At first, but I mean, hey, whatever you guys are here for the hobby, you guys do what you guys enjoy, whether that be opening the packs, looking at the artwork, or playing the TCG. And these are all the Master Ball cards. I'm not going to do a full 151 Master Ball complete set. It's a little bit out of my price range of money I want to spend. Have some tag team. I want to show off PCA slabs I picked up. Yeah, I probably picked these up about a year back. Really like that one. So for those of you who don't know, Slowpoke evolves into Slowbro by an oyster biting his tail, but he's biting the side up. It's pretty cool. Tag team cards, something that Nintendo really never, ventured out on before tag team set. Here's a Mimikyu and Gengar. This is probably the most expensive card from the set. Yes, the PSA 9. They never really dived into the tag team before this set, and now it's going for a good bit. I know the trainers and the Pokemon have been a thing. I want to think that was, Unbroken Bonds, or
Cosmic Eclipse at first. I think it was Cosmic Eclipse that first introduced the trainers and the Pokemon together. But tag teams yet to kind of been, you know, remade yet. I know there were some sets right around there. What was that? Unified Minds up there. I have ETV up there of Unified Minds. I know there were some tag teams in it, and different sets around there that had some tag teams in it. But talking about the exclusive cards again, let's look at this Pikachu. I know was a Chinese exclusive Pikachu. I know this card will go for a lot. I think it was to celebrate the Chinese Pokemon Center. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I think it was an anniversary set for some kind of either Chinese tournament or Pokemon Center in China. I know that will be exclusive, so that card will go for a good bit. Another exclusive card, exclusive Pikachu card, getting eaten by a Cramorant. This was a movie that premiered in Japan. It was exclusive. I know it's climbed in value. This graffiti Pikachu. You know, I know a lot of the ponchos are exclusive. Those are kind of out of my price range. I unfortunately don't have any. This is not exclusive. This is Gold Star Pikachu. This is probably one of my more expensive cards I have in my collection. Slabs or just, you know, singles. That is. Very pretty card. I picked this up roughly about a month ago, 2 months ago. You guys can comment down below. I'm not too sure. I know Detective Pikachu came out in Japan, video game, after the movie, and I know this promo card came in the box. I actually do not know if they will have a Detective Pikachu English version and if they will have this promo card inside. I would imagine this would come to America, but I do know this card hasn't. I mean, this card's been released for roughly about, I would think, a year and a half. Tell me if we're wrong on that, but if anybody has any insight on that, please comment down below. These are very interesting. So I'm going to try to do a mix of kind of everything in my videos until we kind of get caught up on current sets. But this is some vintage cards I'd like to show you guys. I can talk about the history here. So these are called vending cards. There are 3 sets that came out in Japan, I think around like 96, 97, 98. There are 3 series of the vending cards that came out. They offer very unique artworks, and they call the vending set because it actually came out of vending machines. They actually slid out they actually slid out of a vending machine in slabs, and they almost have this kind of, different kind of film, like plastic top to them. See how they kind of shimmer in the light? But they're very, very unique cards. The Aerodactyl may be one of my favorites right here. And now some of these I've picked up over the past couple months. Some of these I've had for a year in my collection. I have a couple more of these cards in my collection that are in the box. I really enjoy the Snorlax. It's really cool. Snorlax, Porygon, Kangaskhan. I really like this Lickitung when he's like knocking away the Pokeballs, trying not to get caught. This Chansey looks absolutely ridiculous. Electabuzz, Onyx, he looks super stressed out. Krabby, that's actually Kingler, his evolved form. Poliwhirl, Kadabra before it was banned. Those of you guys don't know, Kadabra was a banned Pokemon for a while in the TCG because I think it was a actual magician that sued Pokemon and over saying they copied his character from the Pokemon and made him like the actual magician. They started introducing Kadabra back into the TCG, so I'm not too sure what happened with that. There's Abra, Bulbasaur. I really like this card. And we have some more of the more expensive vending cards. This was a Series 3 card right here. Slab I picked up roughly about a year ago. And then I have the holy grail of the vending cards in the back, and I'm about to showcase those. Here's this Kadabra. This is probably one of my favorite cards from the vending set. I just love the hollow pattern in the background. It's like mirrored. And we got a nice swirl in the top left corner. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to show off these cards back here in the back. The vending collection. So we're going in order of evolution. Some of you guys know what the vending set is. I'm sure already know what I'm about to show. Here's the Ghastly, the Haunter, which is a very cool artwork. Very different than the original one. Here we are. Here is the Gengar. Very beautiful card. I know this card has went up in value for the past couple of months, definitely with the boom that's here right now in the hobby. So I mean, those cards together are beautiful. So that's going to end the video, guys. You know, I'll probably come out with another video next week. I'm going to try to put out consistent content now that I'm back healthy, starting to really feel more and more like myself. So I appreciate you guys watching the video, and we will catch you guys next time.